What's up guys? Today I'm starting a new series called Design With Me, and in these videos I'm just designing from scratch. I don't have a plan or anything like that. My goal is to give you guys some insight into how I do things as a designer, and maybe you guys can learn something new, who knows, but nonetheless they should be pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. If you do enjoy it, let me know in the comment section below, and if you guys dig my channel, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss another video. So in today's episode we're going to be using Adobe Illustrator CC. If you guys don't have Illustrator, do not worry. You can use your favorite design software to follow along with me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Illustrator and get started. For the first episode, I thought it'd be really fun to create a design for my clothing brand Street Dwellers, and I had this design in mind, basically using an old varsity type font, kind of making it look like a high school or a college t-shirt, and I think that would look really clean with the word creator. So we're gonna work with that concept today. I'm gonna be designing in black and white today, and the reason why is because I wanna make sure I like the design before I add color, right? So I can work with different color palettes later on, but I'm really keeping this simple today to make sure I like the designs and the concepts. And again, later on we can add color, no problem at all. The first thing I like to do is hit my T tool and just type out the word that I'm working with or whatever I'm working with. So we're gonna type out creator. I'm gonna put that off to the side, and I'm gonna hold an option and duplicate it, and we're gonna make it pretty big. I already have fonts that I pre-installed for this project, but if you guys want links to any of my design resources, follow me on Instagram at CharleyPangus, and I will send you guys some of my favorite design resource websites. So I have Creator right here, and the first thing I wanna do is type in my font that I'm using, which is called Varsity. So we're gonna type in Varsity. And I really want this to feel like a college shirt, right? That's kind of the vibe I'm going for this one. So we're gonna type out creator. I think a classic warp on this will look really good. So we're gonna go up to effect, I'm gonna go to warp, and then I'm gonna add a arc lower, and then we're gonna make sure preview's checked, and we're gonna change the bend to -16%. Let's actually try -14% and see what that looks like. I think that looks much better. So now what I wanna do is make it much bigger so you guys can see it. And then we're gonna type out Street Dwellers. I think Street Dwellers under it will look really, really good. So we're gonna type in Street Dwellers, and then we're just gonna resize it a little bit and make sure it's centered. I think this is a solid concept, so I'm gonna keep this on the board right here and move on to the next concept. So the next thing I wanna do is kind of mess with this circle idea. So obviously I need an ellipse for that. So I'm gonna go to my ellipse, and you can also just hit L on your keyboard and that will go to it as well. From here, what I wanna do is actually go to my type on a path tool, and we're gonna type out some text right here. So we're gonna type in creator on the top. We wanna make sure it's centered, which it is, and we could take this little anchor point on the top here and center it. The anchor points on the path can be a little fickle at times, but just keep playing with them and they will work for you, I promise. The next thing I wanna do is just type out S and then D for Street Dwellers, right? So we're gonna type out S pretty big, and then we're gonna also duplicate it and type out D. Again, these are just concepts, guys, that I can later fine tune into final designs, and that's kind of the fun of Illustrator. You can just really play with so many different ideas so fast. So this one is pretty cool. We're just gonna outline the text right there and make sure it is centered. I don't wanna put anything at the bottom either, so we're just gonna put Creator SD. I think this is pretty cool. The logo might even look kind of cool right there as well. So we already have two concepts in a matter of minutes, just by playing with different ideas, right? The next idea I wanna work with is actually just typing out creator in a bold font and maybe adding a skew to it. Just keep it really basic. So we're gonna type out creator, or actually we already have it. Remember, we duplicated it. So we're gonna go up to our duplicate copy, and we're gonna duplicate it one more time holding an option. All I wanna do is add some sort of share to this. So we're just gonna click on it. I'm gonna right click, and then I'm gonna go down to transform shear, and then we just wanna mess with the shear angle. So we're gonna see what this looks like. Again, we're just creating this basic shear, and then click OK. I think that looks pretty cool. We can even maybe add a box around it. Let's go ahead and try that real quick. And this has been done a million times, so I don't think I'm gonna go with this idea, but sometimes it's fun to play with this idea and see if it's something that you can work with. And you never know until you try it, guys. So it's definitely good to just try something out and see if you like it. Now it's all right. What I wanna do is round the corners of the rectangle though. They're a little too sharp for me. Now this isn't too bad. I think this is all right. So we're just gonna keep this and put it off to the side and move on to our next idea. I typed out creator in that varsity font, and now I wanna mess with some masking. So we're gonna duplicate this one more time, and then I'm gonna outline it, and then we're gonna create this rectangle right above it. So I'm gonna add a rectangle right above it, and you guys are gonna see what I'm doing in a second here. And we wanna make it a different color just so it stands out so we can see what we're doing. I wanna select all of them, and I wanna make a mask, and I wanna invert that mask. See how it's a little gray? That's because of the red. So we need to change that to black. And now you can see that it is actually cropped, and you can see it much better now with that black color. So it's not so faded. And what I want to do is actually select creator. So I'm just changing my selection to the creator thumbnail, and then I can move this up, and we can actually duplicate this a bunch of times if we wanted to. So let's go and duplicate it one more time, move it up a little bit. So I duplicated it. Now what I want to do is just change the mask a little bit. So I'm dragging the mask down, selecting this black thumbnail right here on the transparency panel, and then I moved it down so we are cutting more of creator off. We're gonna move that up now so it kind of matches the same distance as the top part here. Overall, I have some pretty solid concepts here that I can use for the relaunch of my brand. I definitely want to fine tune these. I'm curious to see what you guys think about the designs. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys like this design with me style of videos, let me know as well, because I'm curious to see if you guys are digging it so I can keep doing them. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep creating, keep being awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.